Our trip across the 1960s, comparing the current value of DC and Marvel Comics, published during that decade, has shown a shift in 1962 to Marvel dominance. Will that dominance continue in 1963? Stay tuned to find out. Hi comic book guys and gals, I'm Joe and welcome to the Anachronic Comics channel. Now during our look at 1962 in part 3 of this series, DC vs. Marvel in the 1960s, Battle of the Comic Book Values, the full emergence of the Marvel Age gave Marvel 9 of the top 10 valuable comic books. In 1963, Marvel's dominance continues. Let's check out the top 10. Number 10, X-Men Volume 1, Number 2 with a cover date of November 1962 and a present value of $56,026 for a 9.8. The cover is by Jack Kirby and Paul Reinman, with the story by Stan Lee. The cover story, Nothing Can Stop the Vanisher, is a key comic book with first appearance of the Vanisher, a teleporter, the second team appearance of the X-Men, and the second appearance of Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Iceman, Professor X, Angel, and Beast. Number 9 is one of my personal faves, Justice League of America number 21, coming in at an FMV of $62,000 for a 9.8. The cover date is August 1963. The cover art is by Mike Sekowsky and Murphy Anderson. The story by Gardner Fox. This issue of the Justice League piggybacked on The Flash of Two Worlds in The Flash 123 and The Flash 129, which contains the first mention of the JSA in the Silver Age, and refers directly to their last adventure in All-Star Comics number 57. While in The Flash 137, the JSA reformed. Another key, it was the first meeting of the Justice Society of America and the Justice League of America, the first meeting of Green Arrow and Black Canary, as well as the first appearance of Dr. Fate and Hourman in the Silver Age. Number 8 is Strange Tales number 110 with a cover date of July 1963. It comes in with a present value of $83,286 for a 9.6. It features the Human Torch, and the cover was penciled by Jack Kirby and Dick Ayers. Another key, it includes Doctor Strange's first appearance in a second story, which was written by Stan Lee and drawn by Steve Ditko. It also has the first appearance of the Ancient One, the former Sorcerer Supreme, and the first appearance of Wong, Doctor Strange's assistant. The next 3 showcase your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. At number 7 is Amazing Spider-Man number 3 with a cover date of July 1963, which comes in at an FMV of $150,000 for a 9.6. The cover art is by Steve Ditko, who authored the story with Stan Lee. The first story and cover appearance of Dr. Octopus. This key comic book also was a debut of the Spider's Web letters section. Number 6 is Amazing Spider-Man number 2, with a cover date of May 1963, coming in at an FMV of $195,000 for a 9.6. The cover art again is by Steve Ditko, and the story by Lee and Ditko. Another key, this comic book sports the first appearance of the Vulture, the first cameo appearance of Mysterio in disguise, and Spider-Man's first reference to his spider sense. Before we get to the top 5, if you're enjoying this video, please zap that like button. It will help get this video to more viewers. Number 5 is Amazing Spider-Man number 4 with the cover date of September 1963. It comes in at a $200,000 FMV for a 9.6. Like the previous covers, this one is by Steve Ditko, and the story a collaboration of Stan Lee and Ditko. Another key, the paneled cover shows the first appearance and origin of Sandman, the first appearance of Betty Brant, and Spider-Man refers to himself as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for the first time. Coming in at number 4 is Avengers number 1 with a cover date of September 1963. Marvel's copy of the Justice League comes in at a present value of $228,120 for a 9.6. The cover is by Kirby and Ayers, and the story by Stan Lee. The first team appearance and origin of the Avengers: Hulk, Iron Man, Wasp, Thor, and Ant-Man. With number 3, we go back to Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, with a cover date of March 1963, comes in at a present value of $322,776. The cover art was a collaboration between Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, with inking by Dick Ayers. The story was by Lee and Ditko. Yet another key is the second appearance of Spider-Man, the first meeting of Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, and the first appearance of Chameleon, half-brother of Kraven the Hunter, and the first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson. Number 2 on the list of the top 10 most valuable DC and Marvel comics of 1963 is Tales of Suspense number 39, featuring the first appearance and origin of Iron Man. It has a cover date of March 1963 and comes in at a present value of $331,340 for a 9.6. The cover art was by Jack Kirby's pencils and Don Heck's inks. The story plot was by Stan Lee with a script by Larry Lieber. Now, we finally get to the number 1 most valuable DC and Marvel comic of 1963. Have you guessed it? At number 1 for 1963, we find X-Men number 1 with a cover date of September 1963. It comes in at an amazing $637,548 for a 9.8. Jeez, who owns a 9.8 of this 59-year-old comic book? The cover art is penciled by Jack Kirby and inked by Saul Brodsky. The interior pencils were by Jack Kirby and the story by Stan Lee. This key comic book sports the first team appearance of the X-Men: Cyclops, Jean Grey, aka Marvel Girl, Iceman, Angel, Beast, Professor X. It's the first appearance of Magneto and the Homo Superior concept coined by Magneto to describe humans born with special abilities introduced in this issue. So once again, Marvel has 9 of the top 10 most valuable comic books in the DC vs. Marvel battle of the comic book values for 1963. Another win for Marvel. The 10 comic books can be yours for a measly $2,266,087. The final tally? Marvel, 9 books totaling $2,204,087, DC 1 book for $62,000. So which books from the top 10 that I have in my collection and that I bought as a kid? Unfortunately, only 2. We have number 10, X-Men number 2. It's probably not more. It's got a lot of problems with the cover here. Show you a little bit better there. Okay. Though the actual art doesn't look too bad. And it's probably an off-white coloration. I don't know if you can see it back there. I'm going to take it out. So this was number 9, X-Men number 2. And the other one I have is Justice League of America number 21, the first meeting of the JSA and the Justice League of America. Also, probably a 2.0. Actually, I'd give the X-Men maybe a 3.0. The Justice League maybe a 2.0. So what will we see in 1964? Some more Marvel dominance? We'll see in episode 4 of DC vs. Marvel. To see the prior 2 entries in the series, click here. Thanks for watching. Be well, and I'll see you soon.